Project 613, Day 3. So we're going through Maimonides' definitions of the 613 mitzvot. So here are some more rules for you. See, when you read through the Torah, you read through the Bible, many times you'll find verses that communicate a general concept. Keep all the mitzvahs that God is commanding you. That's not called a mitzvah. That's a very general type of mitzvah. Sometimes you'll find that a mitzvah seems to be repetitious. For example, keep the Sabbath holy. Do not violate the Sabbath. That sounds like one mitzvah. Basically, just keep the Sabbath. But really, since the Torah articulates it in two different ways, it articulates it in a positive way. Keep the Sabbath holy. Remember the Sabbath. That's a positive mitzvah. Keeping the Sabbath, honoring the Sabbath. Do not violate the Sabbath. That's a separate mitzvah. It's a negative commandment. So even though they both point towards the same type of observance, observing the Sabbath, however, there are two separate mitzvahs, a positive commandment and a negative commandment. But then you'll have other commandments that are repetitive. For example, the mitzvah of tefillin is discussed in the Torah a total of 4 times. Does that mean that if you wear the tefillin, you are observing 4 separate mitzvahs? No. Even though the mitzvah is repeated 4 times, it's still one mitzvah. So we got to work harder to find all 613 mitzvot. Not every time that the Torah says don't is that necessarily considered a negative commandment. Sometimes it's just a general warning from the Torah. So it would have to have other components to it in order to make it officially a mitzvah as part of the 613 mitzvot. That's it for today. Thank you all for joining me.